Hello, this is Dr. Eric Bricker, and thank you for watching AHealthcareZ. Today's topic is power and game theory in healthcare, and it's based on the work of a gentleman by the name of Bueno de Mesquita, who wrote a book with Alastair Smith that's called The Dictator's Handbook. Now, most people have never heard of Bueno de Mesquita, but he's a professor at NYU. He is a fellow at the Hoover Institute at Stanford University. He's also a visiting professor at multiple other Ivy League schools. He is an expert in political game theory, and not political in the sense of just like the government, but politics in terms of like power within any organizational structure, whether it be a company or a nonprofit organization, you name it. He is an expert in what's referred to as game theory. And in his own words, game theory is the math of how people behave strategically. And so if we want to understand why healthcare is the way it is, and how, if at all, it's going to change, then we need to understand the power within healthcare. And there's no one else who understands power and how people behave than Bueno de Mesquita. I mean, he is so good that the CIA has literally tested his mathematical models of behavior and found them to be correct like 90% of the time. So I'll leave it at that. But the point is, he has this model, and that model of power is no one rules alone. Okay, so this idea that the CEO or the head of the hospital or the head of a government agency or even the president, that they rule alone, that is a fallacy. They need a coalition. They need a whole team of people that are loyal to them. Okay, so you have to get key supporters on your side. If you want to have power, you have to have a team of cronies. Okay, how do you get that team of cronies? You control the money and you buy their loyalty. I'll say that again. You control the money and you buy their loyalty. So in the case of the government, okay, who is the government largely loyal to? Well, it's loyal to voters. Well, who votes the votes? It's seniors. So isn't that interesting that the group of people that have the most direct money given to them is the government in the form of Medicare, because the government knows that they have to support the people that support them, i.e. those voters, i.e. the seniors. In corporations, it's the executives and the shareholders. Those are the people that they answer to, and the money has to go to them. Okay, next up is the hospitals. Hospital administrators. Some of them are doctors, some of them are not doctors, but they need to control the money, and they need to funnel as much money as they can to those loyal supporters. Okay, that gets you to point number 3. You need to have a minimum number of key supporters, because the larger that group of key supporters is, the more money you need, so it's harder to collect that money. And also, those supporters tend to squabble. They have different priorities. And so in order to maintain a coalition, you want to keep that number of supporters as small as possible. Now, you also want the pool of people to draw from of these supporters as large as possible, so that the supporters are replaceable. So if at any point they are no longer loyal to what you're trying to accomplish, you can then replace them with someone else. Okay, so note here, at no point did we ever say that patients have the power. And that is for many reasons, one of which is because the patients don't control the money. If anyone does not control the money in healthcare, it is the patients themselves, right? Because they don't pay for it. We have third-party payment from the government and from employers. So the patients do not. So do we have a healthcare system? I don't say healthcare is broken. What they mean is that healthcare does not deliver to the end customer, i.e. the patient. It's not broken for these people, but it's broken for patients. And why is that? It's because patients don't have any money. It's all in the hands of the government and the employers. So, we're not going to totally answer this today, but is there really a solution to making healthcare better for patients that does not involve the patients themselves being in control of the money? I don't know. But that's the question I'm posing today, and thank you for watching AHealthcareZ.